Good morning, and thanks for joining us for another episode of New Hope News. Each Sunday, we are here to celebrate the opportunities we have to worship, learn, and serve as we grow in faith together. We have had a great week here at New Hope with our food truck party VBS outreach. Let's take a look at all the good things that happened and what the kids experienced.
Our first Bible story came from the Old Testament, the book of Exodus, chapter 16. We learned how God provided quail and manna to the Israelites in the desert.
By understanding that God can provide in any situation, we learned that God is great.
That's why our daily special for session 1 is God is great. Let's all say that together. God is great. God is great. Great job. Thank you.
Our Bible story for session 2 came from the Old Testament, book of 1 Kings, chapter 17. This story was about a widow, her son, and the prophet Elijah. Even though the widow and her son were almost out of flour and oil, she trusted God and shared what she thought was their last meal with the prophet Elijah. We saw God's goodness through her act of sharing, and then through a miracle from God, when the flour and oil didn't run out, but was enough to feed all of them until the end of a drought.
We learned how to see God is good through the actions of people willing to share God's blessings to meet the needs of others, and by God's act of making sure each person in the story is fed.
That's why our daily special for session 2 is God is good. Let's all say that together. God is good. God is good. Great job. Thank you.
Session 3's Bible story came from Daniel chapter 1. In the story, Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego chose to honor their God by refusing to eat the king's special food and instead asked to be fed only vegetables and water, foods their God permitted.
Like Daniel and his friends, we understand that our food comes from God and thank God for our food no matter how we receive it.
That's why our daily special for session 3 is let us thank God for our food. Let's all say that together. Let us thank God for our food. Let us thank God for our food. Great job. Thank you.
Our Bible story for session 4 came from John chapter 6. We learned how, with the help of the disciples and one child, Jesus fed over 5,000 people with just 5 loaves of bread and 2 small fish. When everyone had eaten their fill, the disciples collected 12 baskets of leftovers.
By learning how Jesus used that small amount of food to feed so many people, we learned that by God's hands we all are fed, and act like the child in the story and the disciples. We can be God's hands and help feed others.
Our daily special for session 4 is by God's hand we all are fed. Let's all say that together. By God's hands we all are fed. By God's hand we all are fed. Great job. Thank you.
If you're looking to help out the church beyond your financial donations, consider volunteering for the AV team.
We would like to give a special thank you for all the prayers and for all of the volunteers that made this ministry possible. In just a bit, you guys are going to witness the outcome of the mission work that the kids participated in for Brendan's Friday backpacks. But before we can get to that just yet, we wanted to remind you that next Saturday, July 27th, is our church-wide cleanup day. With all big events come big cleanups afterwards. With the 75th anniversary happening in just a couple of weeks, we want to make sure that we clean house to get it ready for a weekend of fellowship and worship. We need all hands on deck to help us get things looking great and show the many blessings that have happened in the church over the years. Grab a towel, a mop, a rake, or whatever you have on hand, and let's work together. Well, that's all the time we have for today's segment. Remember to check out the weekly What's Up email to stay informed of all of these opportunities and so much more. Thank you for watching New Hope News, and remember, we have been blessed so that we can be a blessing to others. Until next time.